Hello everyone, Adavan here. Today we're going to be going through my little guy here. We're going to be going and discussing a melee DPS build, my little midget assassin, my little halfling assassin here. He's going to be a dual blades guy, and I call this my satisfying multi-passive melee DPS build. It's kind of a fun build, and I use 3 passes on this, mostly just for the heck of it. He still does really good DPS and a lot of utility and just really fun to play around with. This is also the guy I use the rarity. I actually do player versus player because of just fun to mess around with. So before we do anything else, let's get into the build. Alright, we're going to choose a talent. I'm going to take the Master because it gives me everything I want for my primaries and secondaries, and a little bit of endurance, energy. So 10 constitution, 10 strength, 10 dexterity, and it gives 8 recovery. So boom. Alright, primary super stat, I'm going to take dexterity, because this guy I want heavy crits and a good bit of dodge. Secondary super stats, melee damage, so of course we're going to take strength. And finally, because dodge isn't reliable, I'm going to try to boost up the constitution a little bit. Alright, that gives us some pretty decent building, or place to build from. Oh, hello there, Marcus Titan. How's Neverwinter? Good. Melee DPS vid now. Anyways, where was I? Alright, talents. We're going to, of course, take strength dex, constitution strength, and constitution dexterity. Come on down to the bottom, covert ops training, and martial training. And I normally just get a little more dexterity just for just a little bit higher crits. And there we go. Now we're going to choose our specialization trees. We're going to go with, of course, dexterity on the bottom here. Power swell, whenever you get a critical strike, the cost of your next damage or healing power activation is reduced by 5%, which is always handy. Brush it off, increase to your dodge AoE attacks by 5%, and we're going to go to 10%. And we're going to put one more into combat training, which grants a critical strike rating on your offense. I screwed that up. Back to specializations. There we go. So, yeah, we're going to take 2 of these. And yeah, we are going to take 1 of these. Anyways, quick reflexes. Your dexterity now grants dodge chance rating. So we're going to take 1 of those. Whenever you critical strike a foe, reduce their resistance to your attacks by 1%, which is going to be higher when we throw our gear on, but we'll get to that in a bit. We do want the avoidance rating, and we do want the secondary stance to now increase your critical. So we're going to put 2 in this one, and you're increase the avoidance rating or dodge chance. So we're actually going to go with the avoidance rating. Actually, we want to get the chance. So take the chance. And bam, it's going to bring us up to just standing there at 10% and 21% avoidance with just standing here with no gear, 20% and 58% severity. Now for our trees. First one, for melee DPS, I always say take Brawler. You want to max out the critical strike severity. Take 2 in melee critical chance strike to debuff your target, or your AoE attack grants a stack of glory, which we're going to take 2 in here and 1 over here, and that opens up our top. Of course, you want to max out flanking Flanking is gives you an initial 10% just because if you stand behind your target, and because this is a melee DPS, not a tank, we're going to be behind our target a lot. And we're going to take our last 2 here in setup, which gives us your melee combo attacks have an increasing chance to cause your next melee combo attack to deal additional 20%, and it's better than finishing blow, which is based on your opponent's health or active offensive recharging faster. Alright, from here I take Warden. I'm going to take the Slaughter, which increases your critical chance of your melee combo attacks, all 3, and then of course you're going to want to bump up your critical severity. From here I go to Upper Hand, increase melee damage you deal to targets affected by disoriented, bleed, or shredded. Eagle Leech and Stagger by 2%. We're going to max that out, bring it all the way up to 6%. And finally, for our last 2, I put them in Elusive, because that's what we're dealing with most of the time, is AoE damage. For our Mastery, I don't usually take the Brawler. I usually either take the Dexterity or the Warden, and for this particular setup, I go with Warden because it increases the damage of your combo powers by 10%, and when you finish a combo, you gain a stack of Grit. Grit increases your damage resistance, which is pretty decent for this kind of build. So there, boom. All set. Now, to give you an idea of what we're looking at, I'm going to throw his gear on. For gear, I'm running the SCR, the Silver Champion Recognition stuff here on secondaries. And I'm going to be switching them all to strength. I have one of them at Dexterity, but all 3 of these are going to be plus 37 strength. And for primaries, I have 2 pieces of Legion's gear and a Heroic. So it's all purple. So I'm running purple across the board and fairly decent mods in it. So if you want to look at the mods, boom, boom, and boom. But I am going to be changing these out for 2 decks, or maybe 1 deck. Change out this Constitution for a dex, so you get a little more dexterity out of them. Anyways, as you see, without powers, just standing here, critical chance 35%, severity 85%, with dodge chance of static, no powers 30%, and avoidance of a quarter, so 25%. Overall, not bad stats at all. And of course, now we're going to go take powers. For travel powers, because I use this guy for sneaking up on things, I like to take teleport, even though it doesn't really work that great. There's better choices, but it's just how I play with this guy, and it's fun. And acrobatics to negate sneaking when you're sneaking around. And you'll see why we're talking about sneaking around here in a second. Alright, for energy builder, I always go with the ranged if I can help it. And we're going to take the Gunslinger. And then we're going to switch right over to martial arts and go start going through the dual blade stuff, which will be Blade Tempest, which is our primary. This is the primary power you're going to use. Kind of like with Ativan, how I always use Force Cascade for everything. This is the primary go-to power for this guy. I take a movement power, strike down, and that basically opens up just about everything else. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. Slotted passives. Most people will either take Lightning Reflexes as Night Warrior, or Lightning Reflexes in Way of the Warrior, or just Way of the Warrior, or just Night Warrior. But I'm going to take all 3. I'm going to start off with Way of the Warrior. Oop, jumped. There, got all 3. And now I just need my last attack power, which I'm going to take Dragon's Wrath, because I like it best out of the couple available for dual blades. Boom. Alright, so we have all of our attack powers. Now we just need to toggle a form. For the form, the one that works best with with dual blades, of course, form of the Tempest, and because it's also high critical. And for block, I'm going to take Fluidity, which isn't very popular, but I have fun with it, so that's why I take it for this guy. Steadfast gives you energy every time you land a critical, so that's the one we're going to be taking for this. And boom. So the vast majority of our powers. Now the powers I suggest every, maybe not these particular ones, but every build should have a healing power, an active defense, and probably an active offense as well. And last and not least, we're going to go with a self-res. I'm going to take the Vanilla Rebirth. Bam. Alright, build's done. Let's go ahead and check out our stats. You said just standing here with no ranks, with Way of the Warrior, we're at 42% dodge chance, which is pretty good. 35% still critical severity. That's not going to change, but that's still not too bad. Alright, for our ranks and advantages. First thing is always max out your passives. Should never be a question. It should always be first chance you get, always max these out. Lightning reflexes. Bring them to rank 3 for them all. And Night Warrior. You're going to see a lot of overlap with Night Warrior and Way of the Warrior. Way of the Warrior gives you a higher dodge, but Night Warrior gives you the sneak and the backstab. Wasn't really backstab, but what it amounts to. Like so. Alright, for the rest of your ranks, of course, Blade Tempest is your primary power, so you're going to want to get as much damage out of this one as you can. Some people take Crescendo because it increases your critical chance, but I'd rather get a little bit more damage out of it. And of course take the Accelerated Metabolism, same with Dragon's Wrath. Tiger's Courage isn't too bad, it gives you an increased damage based on your critical land, but I normally just take the rank 3 anyways. And again, Accelerated Metabolism. Alright, with Gunslinger, I usually bring it up to rank 2. And Accelerated Metabolism. Alrighty, and that leaves you with 11 points. So Resurgence, Red Kiri, gives you additional healing for the more times you dodge. So I'm going to take that, Abominable Chi, and get it up to rank 2. Alrighty, and that is really it for what you have to do. Everything else, you can kind of put it in where you feel like. It's not really going to give you. This is where I think you should start from, and then everywhere else. Oh yes, of course, Fluidity, and I'm going to bring that because this is can be mostly for cosmics. Not going to do much tanking, up to rank 3. That's just how I personally do it. I have 3 points left over. One of the things you could do is on Strike Down, if you're going to be doing a player versus player build, you should probably take Breakthrough. But if you're not, you can take Nailed to the Ground to get flyers out of the air. I really don't care. So I'm just going to take a little more damage through Intensity. And throw that last one into Acrobatics. Get around a little faster. And there you go. Got the build finished. And we have 216 Strength, 207 Constitution, and 16 Recovery with a little bit of Ego, a little bit of Intelligence. Our offense, and it doesn't really matter, critical chance 35%. Severity 85%, not super great, but fairly decent. Dodge chance 50%, and it should bump you up to 80% when you're blocking, and avoidance of 82%. Now, let's go. I'm going to set up the Night Warrior build real quick here. There's a fast way to do this. Yeah, update. Powers. Update. And then I just need to take this out. Take this out. And throw in. Wait, or. Yeah, where is it? Night Warrior. Bam. Alright, and for our third and final. For lightning reflexes, we'll in tank mode. Update. Powers. Update. Take that out. Put in lightning reflexes. Boom. Alrighty. So, real quick recap for our melee Way of the Warrior. Stats with 35%, 85%, 50%, 51%, which bumps up to 80 and 82 when blocking. This is our Night Warrior build. Dodge chance drops down to 46 and 36. And it goes up to 70 and 80 when blocking. And finally, in our little tank build here, if we ever find ourselves needing the tank build, it bumps it up to 70% dodge chance with 80% avoidance, but 100% dodge chance and 88% while blocking. So that's pretty good. Helps out a good bit. And I guess we could go play around with the Dino, or I can just take you to my hunting spot. But if Dino's up and needs all rolls, if it's fresh, you get to see how well we do out there. So let's head to Dino. Alright, as you can see, we're getting ready for the Dino. I'm staring up her butt right now. We got a decent turnout. A bunch more people hanging out up top. And here we go. Ooh, took that full hit. Nice. Not really going to be able to tell how much damage we're doing, so I'll just zoom in about here. And for the most part, all I'm doing is just holding the joystick over to the left and letting the second power take over and block. Good stuff. Block. Alright. Dodge seems to be working pretty good. I have no idea what I'm doing for damage because I don't have the parser up. I probably should be running it. I also should be throwing in Dragon's Wrath every once in a while here. Fix this real fast. Okay, well, we're still good to go, so I'm going to start digging back in. Took that full hit, but I'm not poisoned, so we're good to go. You see, you got a nice little pack of tanks right there to split the damage. Pretty neat. Run seems to be going pretty good. But the baby's not here yet, so who knows? Doing a lot of blocking because I still don't have my tool bar set up here right yet, so that's going to affect my score a good bit, but that's okay. Got the baby under control already, haven't got slapped with the tail yet, so I'm pretty good. There is a pattern that I should be doing. It should be so many rounds of the combo, followed by a couple shots of the Dragon's Wrath, depending on how many stacks of everything we got up here. So you got Rush going, Grit, of course Focus. I'm going to start paying attention, so next time we do the DPS check, I'll start spamming the Dragon's Wrath and use our active offense correctly next time. I should be coming up on a DPS check here soon. Right there. And we made it. Hopefully our tank, there we go. Hopefully our tanks get a little more healing, otherwise this could be a short fight. And we got another DPS check. We did not make that one. And there goes a tank. Not good. Looks like Schoolgirl Crush has plenty of tank all on her own. Oh, what am I doing? What you say yet? Need that check. So you made another check. Good going, good. You need a pretty good estimate on where we sit here. If it wasn't for that first couple of minutes of me not knowing where powers were. Got good healing, good tanks, going good. Decent DPS it looks like. I'm actually see damage. Looks like we're doing about 3k a hit. Nope, it's gone. Another check made. Awesome. Someone back there shooting my favorite power force cascade. Boom. We easily made that check. Not really getting much for auras either. Looks like just two regular and one hybrid Primal Majesty. Aura of Primal Majesty. Dang. I'm poisoned from the baby, but as you see, we're dodging it. We'll get one more check. Yep, and there it is. $9K critical, not bad. They're in a check, so that makes me happy. Alright, so as you see, recorded the whole thing. And, holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, we're fourth. So yeah, this is my, fun little melee DPS build. I guess not much better way to show you what it can do than that right there. You know, we don't have a lot of the bigger names, but there's River. And, neat. Don't look like we're getting very good drops here. Oh well. Nothing cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I guess I can show you the other stuff some other time, playing around with the Night Warrior sneaking up on things. There we go. Go sneak up on a Dino. Two-shot these guys. Poor things. Alrighty, well, I'm off to edit videos. Stay safe.